What if I told you that there exists a treasure so ancient, so sacred, that it is said to have been created by human hands under the direct order of God? An object covered in gold, guarded by cherubim with open wings, but which, according to tradition, carried within itself the very essence of the Creator. An artifact that made kings tremble, armies kneel, and entire cities crumble before its presence. A treasure that vanished more than 2,000 years ago, and that to this day, no one knows exactly where it is. This treasure has a name that echoes between fear and devotion: the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark, according to biblical accounts, was built of acacia wood, covered with pure gold inside and out, with two angelic figures on its lid. Inside were said to be the tablets of the law given to Moses on Mount Sinai, Aaron's rod, and even a portion of the manna that fell from the sky to feed the people in the desert. But more than symbols, these objects were reminders of an eternal covenant. The Ark was not seen as a simple sacred chest. It was regarded as the very throne of God among men. Wherever it went, events defied logic. The people of Israel believed they did not march alone, but accompanied by an invisible and relentless force. It was so in Jericho when they walked around the walls for 7 days. And on the last day, at the sound of trumpets, the walls collapsed as if an invisible hand had pushed them. It was so also in battles, when vast armies were defeated by a small nation simply because the Ark was present. The priests carried it at the front, and the enemy trembled before even lifting a sword. But the Ark was not only light and victory, it was also feared. There are stories of men who dared touch it without permission and fell dead instantly. Others who looked at it out of curiosity paid with their lives. The Ark represented absolute power, but also a boundary no human being could cross. It was a warning: the sacred cannot be treated as an object. What makes the Ark such a fascinating mystery is that, at some point, it disappeared from history. No one knows how, no one knows where. Some believe it was hidden beneath Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, in the underground labyrinths that remain largely untouched to this day. Others say it was taken by the Babylonians when they destroyed the city. But strangely, in the records of the conquest, there is no direct mention of it, as if even the invaders feared to speak of what they had found. Other accounts point to Ethiopia. In Aksum, there is a chapel called the Chapel of Zion. There, monks claim to guard the true Ark of the Covenant. No one can see it except for a chosen guardian who spends his entire life beside the artifact, never leaving it. Many travelers tried to get close. Some reported feeling heat coming from within the chapel. Others spoke of a strange light that seemed to shine through the walls at night. No foreigner has ever been allowed to see it, and those who insisted returned in silence, as if they had witnessed something they should never reveal. And if that were not enough, there are rumors involving the Vatican. It is said that among the secret archives, hidden behind armored doors, there exist ancient manuscripts describing the Ark, and even clues to its whereabouts. Could it be that the Church, fearing to shake the foundations of faith, decided to conceal its existence from the world? Some scholars believe so. After all, if the Ark were revealed today, the impact would be unimaginable. Religions would have to bow before the material proof of what was thought to be only myth. Governments would scramble to control the object. Wars could break out merely from the promise of touching it. Perhaps that is why silence prevails. But the story does not end there. During the centuries of the Crusades, the Knights Templar were accused of heresy, of practicing secret rituals and guarding forbidden treasures. There are documents that speak of excavations made directly beneath the ancient Temple of Solomon. What were they looking for there? Gold, relics, or the Ark itself? The rapid rise of the Templars, their wealth and military power, made many believe they had found something beyond human imagination. When the Order was destroyed centuries later, the mystery only grew. Some say they took the Ark to Europe and hid it in Gothic cathedrals, using symbols and secret codes to mark the way. To this day, secret societies claim to be heirs of that legacy. And then we come to the 20th century. During World War II, Adolf Hitler and his war machine were not only seeking conventional weapons. The Nazi regime was obsessed with hidden power, with mystical artifacts that could ensure total domination. Reports state that secret missions were sent to the Middle East and Africa with one goal: to find the Ark of the Covenant. Hitler believed it would be the key to invincibility. That obsession inspired films and books, but the truth is, the expeditions were real. Declassified documents show that SS officers investigated biblical sites, searched for ancient routes, and even bribed local guides in search of any clue. Whether they came close or not, we will never know. But the very fact that one of the most feared dictators in history believed in the Ark proves the power of its legend. And it was not only Templars, popes or generals who set out on this hunt. Modern archaeologists have spent entire decades searching for the Ark. They excavated deserts, mapped tunnels, analyzed ancient texts. Each discovery seemed to promise being one step away from the impossible, but always ended in frustration. What is most haunting is that the more it is sought, the farther it seems to slip away. It is as if the artifact itself had a will of its own, hiding from those who dare to desire it. Some scholars suggest that perhaps the Ark never disappeared at all. Perhaps it is still where it has always been, protected by silent hands that understood the world is not ready to find it. Others believe it was destroyed, reduced to dust, and that all that remains is the myth. But is that really so? Why do so many different cultures across times and places maintain the same account? Why did kings, popes, and dictators spend fortunes trying to find it? There are also theories that border on the unexplainable. Some claim the Ark was not just a religious object, but a kind of advanced technology, incomprehensible for its time. An artifact capable of generating energy, producing sounds that could bring down walls, emitting intense light. A divine or alien weapon, depending on who tells the story. Could this be the reason why no one ever managed to control it without paying a terrible price? The most disturbing thing is that the stories always end with warnings. Those who tried to get too close suffered. Those who dared to touch it died. Those who sought only power went mad. It is as if the Ark carried not only glory, but also a curse. And perhaps that is the explanation for its disappearance. It will not allow itself to be found by those who seek power, only by those who seek faith. And so we continue, generation after generation, repeating the same question. Where is the Ark of the Covenant? In some forgotten underground chamber, locked away in the Vatican, hidden in a monastery in Ethiopia, guarded in secret by descendants of the Templars. Or perhaps it never left the place where it all began, simply waiting for the moment it will be revealed. Maybe the truth is even simpler, or more terrifying. Maybe the Ark will only appear when humanity truly needs it. And until then, it will remain the most sought-after lost treasure in the world. Do you believe the Ark really existed? Do you think it is hidden, waiting to resurface? Or that it was never more than a myth used to inspire both fear and faith? And if one day it were found, who would have the courage to open it? If this story stirred something in you, share it with someone who needs to know this secret. And subscribe to the channel, but only if you have the courage to listen to the mysteries that history tried to silence.